Hello flight simmers and welcome to Madrid. Today we are flying the Aerosoft CRJ, and to be specific it is the CRJ 1000, the longest of them all, and well, we don't have it so often on the channel. I think actually we only had it once up to this point, but yeah, I thought why not give it another go. I think we all know that the CRJ is not exactly the most advanced plane for the simulator, but nevertheless it is fun to fly around with this thing every once in a while. So today we are on a short domestic flight leaving Madrid in the early morning hours. Now it's like 7:15 a.m. and then we will depart at around 7:30, 7:40 a.m. and we will fly up to Asturias, or Asturias, however you would correctly pronounce it in Spanish, and it's about a 1 hour flight, maybe a bit less, 50 minutes, something like that. And then we will eventually, or hopefully, come into a bit of a sunrise when we get closer to Asturias. So that's the idea, and currently GSX is bringing the passengers. I think in reality they would rather be coming out of this door, but GSX decided to come in with a bus, and that's fine with me. And let's have a quick look around. Dynamic lighting at this LatinVFR scenery is somehow a bit dark, but nevertheless I think the aircraft looks quite stunning, especially the long CRJ. Has something to it, looks a bit overstretched in a way, but quite fun nevertheless. And even we have a bit of a special livery on here, which is the livery of the Valencia Football Club. And well, so that's everything regarding the setup for today. So let's get into the flight deck and start to set up for our departure. So here we are. The FPS are a little bit laggy. I think it might be due to nighttime dynamic lighting, lots of lights around. That's probably the reason. I hope this will get better after our lift off from the ground. But I think it's okay for now to work with it. So we have of course powered up the aircraft, and so we can head into the flight plan. Now I'm not 100% sure how it works in the CRJ, but if we dial in the route like this, maybe this will give us our flight plan, and that looks quite good indeed. So departing Madrid, arriving Asturias. That's looking all good. Flight number today is Alpha November Echo 8898, and that's an Air Nostrum flight, which I believe is sort of the domestic short-haul subsidiary of Iberia. And setup itself should not take too long. Yes, we are departing runway 36 left, that's correct. And then we will be on the Zulu Mike Romeo 5 Lima departure, which takes us out to the north. And there it is, 5 Lima, perfect. And yeah, we will have a look at the flight plan in a second, and then our arrival will be on ILS Zulu runway 29. And then it will be the 14-mile DME arrival. And well, the star, there's even a star before that, which is Sonda 1 kilo. We will have a closer look, of course, when we get to Asturias. 1 kilo, like that. And then Dora will be the transition. Cool, so that's all set. Performance. There's a nice trick here. If we go to performance, copy performance to FMS. That's what we do, and we have it in here. So cruise level, that's a bit low actually. I think we can go up to 300. That should work. Zero fuel weight of about 32 tons, 3.4 tons of fuel on board. VNAV, there's really nothing to set up here. It's all kept rather simple in the CRJ. And okay, let's have a look at the flight plan. Okay, never mind. I was hoping we can sort of skip through that, and I'm quite sure there would be a way of doing that. But somehow I can't figure out how it works. But never mind. I mean, the departure looks good. We can have a quick look on the chart. So we climb out runway heading and then be in a very quick left-hand turn to the first waypoint where we have to be above 5,200 and below 210 knots. We can see it here, the constraints are in there, that looks all good. For the next one above 7,600 and then off to the left. And so, but I think that should work out rather nice. And well, other than that, we have the checklists here, also quite useful. I think we are pretty much good to go. Not sure if the baggage has arrived yet. I can see those actually look like the baggage trucks, so this will take another second. But I think we can already put these signs on. Okay, and to prepare the autopilot, I've set it on speed mode, so that's on 159, which is V2 plus 10, so that's where it's initially, and initial climb clearance is 13,000. So let's put this one in here. And yeah, I think we will leave it on speed mode and then it will climb up to 13,000 if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, you can basically notice it's been quite a while since I last took this aircraft for a flight. Okay, and that was the last bit of baggage going into the aircraft. So basically we can start to prepare for the pushback. And first of all, I'm going to start with the doors. So close this one, and this one, like that. Let's see, parking brake is set. That's perfect. So wheel chocks go off. And checklist. So before start checklist, passenger signs are on. Landing elevation hopefully set automatically. Altimeters are set. FMS is set, radio nav 8's takeoff briefing, that's all done. So let's ask for the pushback then. Yes, please. Okay, and right. Personal electronic device are off. APU is on, papers are on board, takeoff data set, doors are closed, beacon goes on, of course. Fuel pumps and quantities, so fuel pumps go on and we have 3.385 on board and that should be enough. Hydraulic pumps go to auto. Parking brake set, engines, yeah, we will start them in a second and then hopefully we'll have a good engine start. Right, the checklists here are very useful, especially since we don't really know the aircraft that well. But with them it's quite doable, I think. Okay, so let's see, we want to face east, definitely. Just wondering why it says non-standard pushback. That should be the right one. Okay, so releasing the parking brakes. And I'm not sure how the clocks work here, but we can start one of them nevertheless. And I think we are cleared to fire up as well. So, if I remember correctly, we just need to put this to continuous. Put the ignition on, PEX turn off automatically, and then simply put the fuel control in. And yes, that seems to work. And also the pushback is looking quite nice. I wonder why that's non-standard, since we definitely would not want to be facing this way. And well, that looks alright to me. Perfect pushback. Okay, and startup is rather fast, so let's start the left-hand one as well, like this, and then confirm the good engine start. Okay, all looking very good. So let's turn the generators on 1 and 2. And then the flow. So generators on pleat valve is auto APU. We can shut that one down. And bro heat needs to go on. That's over here. Electrics are done. Rudder is checked, and nose wheel steering goes to armed. Right. Yeah. Sorry for switching around to the EFB so often, but I really need those flows today. So let's see. Yaw damper macht. I think those are all those buttons. Like that. Okay, so flaps go to position 8, which is the takeoff setting, and then we have the flaps flight controls. Right, let's check those. So for left, neutral, full right, neutral, full up, neutral, full down, neutral, and the rudder, full left, and full right. Stabilizer trim, I'm just seeing that once, so let's see performance. Should be 6.7. Okay, now I got the right buttons assigned. Sorry, since I recently switched the side stick. All new buttons, but there it is. So trim is set. Where we thrust reversers need to be armed. And flight instruments are checked, FMS set, temperature set. Okay, so looking good. Let's put the taxi lights on. And I think we are good to taxi off. So releasing those. And yeah, we can barely see the taxi light down there. Super dark, never mind. So let's get going. I'm not sure where we would want this page to be, maybe statistics, status like this. Okay, TO config is okay, that's good. So taxi won't be too long. We will take a right-hand turn at the end of this taxiway. And yeah, then it's not too far to 36 left, which is nice. And sometimes taxi times in Madrid are crazy. But it should be quite alright today. I think even one further and then the right-hand turn. Yeah, maybe. Let's use this light, and it's much better for taxiing apparently. Okay, so now the right-hand turn. And I really hope FPS get a bit better when we are in the air. It's really stuttery right now. But it's always when flying in the LatinVFR sceneries, really. They are all super heavy on the frames for whatever reasons. Okay, so I think we can already finish a bit of our setup here. So this goes to on system 1, and it is auto tilt above. That's looking good. And let's see, recirculator fan is still off. Okay, so that's fixed. The rest is looking quite good actually. And what else? Definitely weather today. So I think we already need to take a left. And you have Romeo 3. Yes, that's ours. So we will have a left-hand turn here. Okay, now the runway is actually straight ahead. I think we will see it any second. And okay, let's put the weather radar on, wherever that is. Over here. So weather. Okay, I think that's alright. Okay, I really hope I didn't forget anything before takeoff. Yeah, maybe we'll hold short before the runway to give us a bit of time. I'm also just looking at the departure again to see when we are turning left. I think at 2,400, which is just 400 feet above ground level. So that will come up rather early. Let's put this to nav actually. Yeah, now it follows Flight Management System 1. Looks good to me. Okay, lights and strobes all on. And then fuel, I think we can leave it as it is really. Ignition is continuous, flight attendants advice, transponder is set. Okay, all looking good. So let's go onto the runway. Ooh, holy. Oopsies. Sorry about that. Almost ran into that big guy over here who was luckily very aware of us taxiing like some mad people. Okay, sorry about that. I think running into the 777 with the CRJ, we are definitely gonna lose this one. I should remember to look around more on the ground. I wonder if it helps maybe switching off a bit of the cockpit lights to get a better FPS. No, not really. And we're getting quite slow without any power here. So the taxi light basically only illuminates on the right hand side of the plane. That's super weird. Okay, I think we are good to rock and roll. And we can do a rolling start. So let's finish the line up and start the timer. And then I'm looking down here or I think we have the details on the primary flight display. So let's go. Let's see how this works. Let's toga, let's climb. Yeah, toga is good, I think. Okay, 8 knots. Needs quite a bit of speed to get off the ground actually. One rotate. Beautiful, and we are airborne. Gears coming up. Cool, we are airborne. Just I really don't like the night lighting of the airport. I think there's something missing there. That can't be right. That runway is so dark. Okay, and Ah, okay, we only turn left at this waypoint. Hold up, what's going on? Some ground alert, but I think we are clear. And you know what? Let's use the autopilot, since I'm really not an expert in flying this plane. Okay, and then speed up to 210, which is our constraint here. Like this. And then zoom out a bit. And flaps 1. And flaps up. Okay, so disarm the thrust reversers and checklist climb, fuel flows, auto pleats as set, lights as required, thrust reversers off, all looking good for now. Yeah, really not too much to see here, but I will definitely need to check these settings for the airport lights. There seems to be something very wrong. And I think it looks like we are easily going to meet all these altitude constraints on here. Then after the next waypoint, we can also speed up to 250 knots. I think we are passing 9,000, almost at 10,000. We can set the lights, so those go off. Continuous ignition goes off, and oh yeah, I need to go back to climb, of course, like this. Okay, now 10,000, and now we can speed up to 290, which is our climb speed. There it is. Okay, cool. So guys, that was the departure out of Madrid, and it's still super dark out there. I was hoping to see a bit of sunrise already, since it's only a short flight now, and I kind of want to have at least a sunrise or maybe even a daytime landing. Let's see about that. So enjoy the cruise, and I will meet you back in just a few minutes really. Welcome back to the flight deck, guys. Yeah, we are quite close already now. Sun is coming up at least a little bit. Stutters still going on like crazy. I'm not quite sure why this is happening. I think that might be a bit of icing conditions here, so let's put the anti-ice on. And I think we're a touch high now, but we are coming back in on the profile. So we're currently on the 14-mile DME arc, and now we're basically gonna head into the final approach. So let's go flap 1. And at this point, I think we should have 12 miles to the runway. Okay, yeah, I don't know, this aircraft is sometimes super weird to fly. Like times like this, like why is it turning so much to the left? I don't know. And yeah, so let's keep it descending. I think I will dial in decision high now, which is 600 feet, so then we can make sure to go all the way down there. And let's go flaps 8 as well. And arm the approach mode, and then hopefully we can capture that. Localizers captured, that seems to be alright. Why is it turning to the right? Turn to the left. Okay, that's slowly coming. A bit weird, I don't know. Yeah, weather, as you can see, not quite as good as back in Madrid. Pretty rainy right now. Let's set this speeds, final approach speed 134. And I hope we will have a good visual at least at the very end. Okay, localizer and glide slope are captured, so that's good. As you can see, we have even some weather on the radar. And let's follow up on the flows. I think this is all done actually. Flight attendant passenger signs, thrust reversers are armed, and we will keep the flaps coming, of course. And yeah, so that's what it looks like really. And okay, 11 miles to go, so now we have a bit of a final approach. Let's quickly check the weather. Haven't done that yet. So 2:30 at 8, which is good. We are landing runway 29. 6 kilometers visibility, that's okay, that's not too bad actually. Some light rain, few clouds, scatter clouds, 8 degrees, yeah. Not the best weather, but not bad either. It's just like a bit dull and rainy, but nothing too crazy. And we have an ILS approach, so doing all right for now at least. So that's what it looks like. Pretty bad weather up here in Asturias. And yeah, the lags actually, I've been thinking about, maybe it is actually, I'm going to next flaps and also drop the gear. I'd like to be on an early config here. Yes, maybe it's actually the aircraft itself, since I haven't changed any settings compared to my earlier flights and the other aircrafts, and they were all well, so I don't know. Maybe that's a bit of the reason here. Let's hope it's good enough for landing though. Okay, let's go flaps full, and yeah, 7 miles out. We have a very early config now, but it's good to have some time. Okay, and now let's hope that we can bring it down nicely. According to AI Companion, there's no traffic in our way, so hopefully it stays that way. Okay, so only 5 miles to go. And that's also one thing I'm wondering about the CRJ, since we are very level to the horizon now, but we are already at the selected landing speed. So yeah, like usually aircrafts come in with a bit of a pitch up, but apparently not the CRJ. And if I remember correctly from the last landing, I don't think we have to do much of a flare, since the aircraft kind of does it automatically. And there's the runway coming into sight. Beautiful, that's not too bad. And let's see. Wind is 8 knots from the left. That's why we are heading a bit off to the left. But okay, I'm gonna take the aircraft now. Okay, disconnect button does not work. I thinking about. I find it rather distracting, really. Okay, guys, wish me luck. It's not very often that I get to land the CRJ, so that might go terribly wrong. We're not really aligned now. I like the runway lights, though. Much better than back in Madrid. It's not exactly a stable approach, I would say.
300.
A bit high now.
50. 40.
Okay, retard.
Minimum 20. 10.
Ooh, beautiful. That wasn't too bad. Reverse. And remember, we don't have any auto brakes, of course, so that's manual braking. And there's the exit. Cool, idle forward. Well, that wasn't too bad. I'm really happy with that one, actually. That could have easily gone much worse than we just said it. Approach was a bit unstable, but I think it was alright in the end. And okay, flight time 50 minutes. And alrighty, taxi lights. Those go off, strobes come off. And APU comes on. Flaps come up. Disarm, thrust reverses like that, and then the transponder to standby. Cool. Oh, and now I came to a halt. Right, and once we're around the corner, we can also set up GSX. Yeah, if you haven't seen this airport before, it's a beautiful airport. Really cool location. Going out to the other side of the airport, so basically continuing our landing course. It comes over the cliffs and then it drops into the water, so it's really, really cool. And well, let's take it. I think we will have another go at this airport when maybe the weather is a bit better than that. Righty, weather radar can come off. And why is that so super dark, by the way? After landing, lights and strobes transponder. I can't even read that. That's so dark. Okay, APU is available. That's good. Oops. Let's try to keep it on the center line. And yeah, the anti-ISIS. Okay, now there are a couple of parking positions. It doesn't really matter which one we take. Let's just go for any of them. I think 6 looks good to me. Iberia. And then we will have the right-hand turn over here. And yeah, GSX is over there. So there's a couple of jetways over here, but I think we'll have a apron now. Apparently the timer didn't stop. Okay, now it's at 52. Quite weird, since I find that the aircraft, the thing that's supposedly the hardest to control, which is the throttle, remember that this aircraft does not have an auto throttle. I find this one rather easy to control. It's just all the other stuff which is so different to what we are used to from Airbus and Boeing, like all these settings, all the FMC setup, all that kind of stuff. That's, in my opinion, the stuff that makes the CRJ so hard to fly. The throttle itself is super easy to control, actually. Okay, I have... that's how it works, okay. Yeah, swing around to the right. And then come onto the line. I think we've overshot a little bit here. Okay, 50 feet, that's quite a bit to go. I think I will come to stop earlier than that. Maybe around here even. A little bit too short, but I think it's okay actually. I will leave it here. I think that's okay. So, parking brake. APU is running, so let's kill the engines. Like that. And clock time, 65 minutes. Some cautions going on here. And, well, what else? Beacons, of course. And seatbelts. And other than that, oh, we had dome light on all the time. Maybe that was hurting the frames as well. Never mind. Okay. Dewatering. That wasn't a very good parking. Thanks for that. And aircraft. Set the wheel chocks. Open the doors. I think we can kill the fuel pumps. Righty. Okay, so here we are. Welcome once again to Asturias. Pretty cool airport here. And now it's also starting to clear up just a little bit. And well, thank you for joining me on this CRJ flight. A bit of a different sort of flying compared to Airbus and Boeing, but nevertheless quite fun. And also I want to mention I have finally decided to go for a Discord server, which I have just started a couple of days ago. And there's not much content in there yet, but I'm certainly intending to put a lot of stuff in there, including my simulator settings, which I get asked about a lot. And please feel free to head over there. The link is in the description, and please help me bring the server to life. That would be super great. So thanks for that, and take care. See you next time.